So Rachel was rummaging around in our freezer the other day, and she found 2 big old pork butts, like 5 to 7 pounders, I think.
Yep.
So she thawed them out because we want to cycle that stuff out of our freezer. We don't want it to get freezer burnt. We don't want it to go bad.
But we're really going to just put some of it back in our freezer. It's just going to be smaller.
Yeah, it'll probably go back. But so what we did is we stole some of it to make dinner the other day. We ground it right into a pot. We cooked it up. We made pasta out of it. 5 pounds of it, which is what's in here, I turned into breakfast sausage. Now, if you haven't seen our breakfast sausage video, you should.
Probably one of our most popular videos.
It is.
It is a phenomenal recipe. And Todd, being the research guy that he is, I tasked him with coming up with our Italian sausage.
Yep, so that's what today's video is about. I went out on the internet, I scoured recipes. I didn't make a spreadsheet this time though, and tried to collect all of the most common ingredients that people use in Italian sausage. I've collected them together. I've come up with what I feel is a good, reasonable quantity of each. We got 5 pounds of unseasoned ground up pork butt. We're going to get it all seasoned tonight. I'll tell you what all the ingredients are, how much of each goes in. We'll mix it up. We'll let it sit overnight. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll get the meat grinder back out, which is still, most of it's still sitting here on the counter. We'll grind it a second time, and then we'll taste it, and we'll see if it passes the Rachel test, because you are a fan.
Love a good, sweet, and spicy Italian sausage. Mm-hmm. Love it. Like, love it, love it, love it. More than brats or kielbasa or anything else. Give me a good Italian sausage.
Mm-hmm. Now, we don't have a sausage stuffer, so we're not going to stuff it.
No.
It's just going to be ground bulk Italian sausage in 1 pound packages. Then there'll be 5 of them.
Yes, and we'll use this much more readily than we would a big 7-pound pork butt. Mm-hmm. So this will be easy, quick. Put it in a meal, make something delicious, and maybe you'll see it on a future What We Eat in a Week video.
Yeah. Yep. So I'll bring you down here close so you can see what's going on. We'll talk about the ingredients. We'll get it all put in there and mixed up. So much like the breakfast sausage recipe, all of the ingredients that I'm going to tell you, that I'm speaking to you, are for 1 pound of sausage. But I have 5 pounds. So when it comes to 1 teaspoon of pepper, that's actually 5 because I'm putting 5 in mine. But I'm going to tell you 1 teaspoon of pepper. So for first ingredient, garlic. A lot of recipes call for like powdered garlic. I wanted the real thing. 2 cloves of garlic for every 1 pound of meat you have. If you have giant cloves of garlic, you could probably reduce that down. 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of black pepper. 1 1/4 teaspoon of parsley. 1 tablespoon of minced onion. Now this comes like in a jar and it's all like dehydrated, so I added a little bit of water to it to moisten it. You can probably substitute onion powder instead, but I wanted something a little more chunky in my recipe, so this is what we're going to go with. 1 teaspoon of basil. 1 teaspoon of oregano. 1.5 teaspoons of fennel. Now what I did with this beforehand, I tried to crush it up a little bit with my hands, and then I dry roasted it in a pan for just about 3 or 4 minutes until the smells really started to come out of it. It'll help release some of the oils. And red pepper flakes, 1/2 teaspoon. You can probably omit this if you don't want yours spicy. Rachel wants hers spicy, so that's what we're going to go for. And 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. And I will leave this entire list down in the description for you guys for reference. And again, what I told you is for 1 pound each. We'll give this a good mix, and then we will take it, put a cover on it, we'll take it out to the garage, we'll put it in the garage refrigerator, and we'll let all these flavors come together for the next 20, 24 hours or so. And then, like I said, we'll get the meat grinder back out, we'll run this through the grinder again. This has only been run through once with the coarse plate. For the second grind, I'm going to run it through on the fine plate. And then we'll cook some up tomorrow and we'll see how it turned out. This is our very first trial run of this recipe, so stick around to the end and find out with us, right alongside of us, if it's a hit or if I need to start from scratch. It's been about 24 hours since we mixed all this together. It's been out in the garage refrigerator chilling. It's actually quite cold. You got the meat grinder back out with, yes, the small plate. We're gonna grind this again now that all those spices and herbs and everything's got a chance to spend a lot of time together, to get to know each other. Run it back through one more time, and then we're gonna cook some up and taste it and see how it turned out. I'll try to get Rachel back in here for that part, so she can give her opinion as well, since she's kind of our Italian sausage expert. So it turned out to have a really nice color to it. And smell-wise, so the odor yesterday, I think yesterday it smelled pretty strong like fennel. The fennel seed was really coming out a lot yesterday. Today the garlic is coming out a lot. It basically smells like garlic sausage, so hopefully I didn't overdo it on the garlic, but I mean, we're garlic loving people, so I'm sure maybe it'll turn out just fine. I got the cast iron skillet heating up behind me back there, so once that warms up a little bit, we'll throw this patty on there, and we'll bring Rachel in and we'll do a taste test together and see. Maybe we'll cook two. We'll see how it turned out. What do you think of the smell?
Well, before he started cooking it, I walked into the kitchen and I was like, oh yeah, I can smell the garlic. So we'll see. Bite inside. Nice and yummy.
Hot.
Mm-hmm. It's good flavor. Mm-hmm. I thought when I first set it to my tongue, I got the heat right away, like the pepper. So definitely.
I got the garlic first.
Oh, I definitely got the pepper first in my bite, and but it's not overly spicy.
Hot spicy?
Yeah, hot spicy. I don't know. There's just something about it that I'm not quite getting, and I don't know if it's the sweet or what it is. It'll definitely taste the fennel.
Yeah, I tasted the fennel at the end for me.
Yeah, for me too.
Garlic first, and then like the green things, and then.
Okay, that's neat. I'm just wondering if we need to mix it a bit more.
Yeah, we can.
Because I did that bite. Sweet was the first hint I got.
Yeah, my second bite tasted completely different.
So I'm thinking it probably just needs to be mixed back up just a little bit more. Yeah, my second bite was perfect.
And if we mix it more, it'll help to break down the fat more, and then it'll hold its shape a lot better.
Yeah. I think this is definitely a keeper. Would you change anything? Like with respect to the recipe? I love it.
If I change anything, I would I was just gonna say, bump up the fennel seed a little bit, but then that bite that I just had
Me
a lot
too.
of fennel.
Yeah, me too. I would not bump up the
If
fennel.
anything, maybe on my brown sugar, I think I shorted myself.
Okay.
In my little dish, I was supposed to be
5 tablespoons. Well, 1 per pound.
1 tablespoon per pound.
Right.
And when I looked back at the footage, and she even pointed out to me afterwards, she's like, "You didn't measure that one right." So I think I was a little short on the brown sugar.
Right. But I love it. I don't think you need to add brown sugar like to wrap up this batch. I think if we just mix it one more time, get a good mix in it.
Not
Make
grind
sure.
it, just mix it.
Yeah.
And then we'll portion it off into little 1 pound size
Right.
bags.
Yep.
Vacuum seal them, throw them in the freezer. And
How
we'll
fun
have-
was that? And we made a ton of space in the freezer just getting those 2 pork butts out.
Oh yeah, those things were huge, and I still have from the same kind of project an entire 5 pound bin of, or lug, I guess you would call it, of breakfast sausage that I made as well. So I need to run that through. I think that one we're going to add powdered milk to because that one's going to be frozen in patties.
Right.
We good?
Yes. Thanks
All
for
right.
trying it. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, the parts where it get like crispy on the edge are like the best, I think.
I want you to make me a good, yummy pasta dish with this.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to leave out a pound for this week.
We can.
So good. Thanks, guys, for coming along with us. A lot of this, meat processing on our own, like we did our own ground turkey this year, things like that. We're still very much newbies, figuring out what works and what doesn't work for us. And so it's fun to share what we learn with you guys as we learn.
Yep. Thanks a lot. See you guys in the next video. I'm gonna eat that. This is good.
Look, you see the little onion bits? That's kind of fun.
I have to mix that some more by hand.
Good job. I think I really like using that minced onion.